Hey guys, it's Bando. This is Brokester Bando. It's Thursday, which means we have another Heresy Thursday, and continuing a pretty good run of full-sized Heresy Thursdays. Heresy Thursday, Shadrach Medusan takes aim, quite literally. So the Iron Hands have their first character that's not a Primarch or a generic HQ character, and it's a mixed bag. I'm going to start with it's not a bad model. It may be not particularly great for the character it's representing, but as a miniature, it's not awful. Shadrach Medusan is a... how do I put this? He's a bit of a divisive character in the community, I think. People generally who like him really like him. He is a fan favourite, I would say. I think it's quite, non-risky to say that he's a fan favourite, but there are some people who just don't get on with him, and I don't think this model is helping. Shadrach is a character who obviously is part of the Shattered Legions. He leads a guerrilla force against Sons of Horus and against anyone else who gets in his way, and basically causes a giant pain in the backside for the traitors. I believe his force is considered the largest of the Shattered Legion's forces, the most organised, and probably the most effectively deployed. He is a captain, he's a decorated and well-recognised leader in his legion. He's not like some minor officer, he's not like Aenid Thiel, who's only a sergeant, who rises up the ranks to become a leader. He is already a well-established leader of men. Never made it to the drop site massacre. Instead was ending up fighting in ship-to-ship action, where he was able to beat back the enemy, rally his forces, and get out of Dodge. So the model we have here is obviously clad in some... It's a bit of a weird... It's a Mark V suit, technically, because it looks like it's made up of Mark II around the chest and Mark III legs. So it's kind of a Mark 2.5. And this is where some of the ire comes towards this model, because a lot of people in the community really don't like the new design of Mark III. There are the leaky cheeses out there who absolutely love it, and then there are people out there with taste who really don't like it. I'm not sold either way yet, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I haven't been exposed to a lot of it. I think I've only actually made one model in Mark III, the new Mark III. Yeah, I think I've only made the one, which was for a video, and I just haven't touched it since. Which is a bit sad, I really should, because I keep meaning to do more of those videos for you guys. So look, he appears to have two robotic arms, which is pretty cool. I always like seeing good prosthesist robot arms. And yeah, he's got, I wouldn't say he's awash with Iron Hands details. He has, annoying trim on his cloak, which is a thing for Forge World at the moment. He has a symbol on his shoulder pad, and he has a cog icon around his neck and on his knee. And then he has his chapter symbol, or legion symbol, sorry. And a belt buckle, technically. So if you wanted to pick this up and use it for a different character, it wouldn't be too hard to convert. I mean, like a Tech Marine or something, he would work really well for. But yeah, he's clearly an Iron Hand. One issue I have is the colour scheme. Forge World has never really had a solid, consistent, decent colour scheme for the Iron Hands. They range from, just black and silver to this bolt gun. They have like a weird oil slick scheme that was quite popular for a while that I think is probably the best one. Then you have the GW one, which is just a flat black and silver, or flat black and white sometimes. This is probably going to be the easiest to replicate for a lot of people, but it's very similar to the Iron Warriors, and that I think is a bit of a detriment. Yeah, I think the kind of oil slicky one was probably the best look for them for the Heresy. And it was nice that it had this kind of slightly green hue to it, which kind of hinted towards the Sons of Medusa coming along, the successor chapter, who are in green and have never been depicted very Iron Handsy in any way I've ever seen them. They always just look like generic Space Marines. There's no like, I generally don't see them with lots of bionics and bits. So he's got a sword. He's got a mastercrafted bolt gun. I like the bolt gun. I like the strap on it. I like that you can quite easily get to the wrist and snip it off, use it for something else. And then we have the one of the divisive things, which is the face. Now, before I start on the face, I do have to say, it's a very well painted face. We've had some real stinkers in recent years from GW with just badly painted faces. This isn't one of them. The technical skills here, there's great subtle blending and shading, good use of colours, and the eye is obviously extremely well painted. It is let down by the fact that it's a very situational face. You know, it works in this model and not many others. And what I think is some of the worst sculpted hair I've ever seen. This looks just like a hairpiece, and a bad one at that. It looks like, what was it? Is it Lazy Town, where they've got like, some of the people have got like fake hair that's made out of like rubber or something, and it's just like stuck in. It looks like it's done for a kids show. It looks like a really bad Spy Kids-esque kind of, you know, prosthetic hairpiece thing. It just looks bad. I'm sorry, it really does. The rest of the face looks fantastic. The hair looks terrible. If I was going to get that, I'd probably put a great big scar down his face and paint it up nice and fresh, really pink and kind of puckered up, and I think that would work. But as is, yeah, bad hair, brilliantly well painted face. The cloak is not awful either. It's not as thick as anything. Sometimes these models have really thick sculpted cloaks, and it doesn't seem to have happened. So all in all, this is a not bad model at all. I quite like it. I can see the potential in it, and I'm very happy that it's come along for a group that needs this sort of model. I am looking forward to getting Raven Guard and Salamanders. Even if they just get their basic Praetors, I'll be very happy. Yeah, I think that, you know, we're slowly getting round to getting these kind of less popular legions. What we really need, though, if we're going to be doing something like this, is a good upgrade kit for the Iron Hands. You know, lots of bionics, lots of cool parts, lots of cool heads. The Iron Hands Mark III upgrade kit with loads of bionic heads looks great. And if you haven't got it, I highly recommend picking it up. But this isn't a bad model. I quite like this. I'm sure I can find a use for it. I think he would look really cool as something like a herald. You know, with an arm coming out here, holding a nice big banner while shooting some poor sod in the face. Yeah, and then give him one of those nice cool bionic Mark III helmets. Would look really, really cool. I hope this model does come with a helmet. I don't know if he does. I'm pretty sure he doesn't say in here at all. But he is due to come out alongside the Rules for the Beta Garmin book, and alongside Tibalt Mar, which is good to know that we're getting at least 3 releases. It does say pre-order shortly, which means it could be up for pre-order as soon as this weekend. Probably next weekend at the earliest, if I'm going to be honest, because we do have the Solar Auxilia coming out this weekend as well. So yeah, that's Shadrach Medusan. By the time of the Dropsite Massacre, the onset of the Horus Heresy, there weren't many among the legions who could claim to have been born on Terra. Well, there is as many as we say there are, and keep making your own fluff with characters born on Terra because it's cool. Anyway, my name is Bando, this is Brooks Bando. I hope this video hasn't been too negative, I hope I haven't been too clickbaity, I hope this hasn't been a video where I'm just monotonously reading through an article for the algorithm. As always, guys, thank you very much for liking, commenting and subscribing. If you want to come join us, feel free to come join us over at Discord. The link will be posted up in the community section. I try to do that every couple of weeks or so just to keep it fresh. Thank you for everyone who supports the channel by picking up models from Element Games using my reward code that's in the description. It gets you double reward points, and it also gives me some reward points as well. I'm not actually affiliated with them in any way, shape or form. They never got back to me, so I'm just using the regular reward code. If you've got a reward code yourself, if you shop at Element Games, throw it in the comments section. I'm putting together a list of them, so every time I make a purchase, I use the next one in the list, just to give you guys some points as well when I'm making a purchase. Plus, you know, if anyone else is there, feel free to use other people's codes. But you can find mine down in the comments. It's Jam737, and that helps me pick up new models so I can make videos on them. Update onto the Night Lords. I'm currently doing Plasma Glow, which is not something I'm enjoying doing. I'm doing those last couple of details, really trying to make things pop, and then I'll be moving on to basing. So hopefully we should be able to do a nice big sequel to Late Night with the Night Lords, which was the first video I did on them. And I'll be able to show off a whole load of expansion to the army, because the army's about to pretty much almost probably double in size. So yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate everyone who watches these videos. I'm really hoping I can get over this hump in my life at the moment and get back to making some really good quality for you that's not just, you know, reacting to news. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Everything else has kind of been covered. Yeah. My name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and remember, hail Space King. Alright, bye-bye.